So this is something that I came out of a conversation a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. I'm going to call this the Lisa Reaver page, the next one, because it really got me thinking about, if I'm going to tell you guys, you need to be posting 10 times a day, most of the people in this room might be like, oh my gosh, I've got a million things, like myself, right? How do I post 10 times a day to 5 different social platforms? And they all be unique. And if you ask me how to do this, I literally have done this for years as a full-time job, handwriting all of these things. And Elias is laughing because we've done this. We've spent looking at the perfect hashtag. It is now so simple that I'm going to show you a kind of complex flowchart, the Lisa Reaver page, ladies and gentlemen. It's beautiful. Okay, we're going to walk you through it. It's a lot, but I will try to. So this was kind of a basic flow chart that came out of, thank you, dear. We had a conversation about this for like an hour, and this is picking one type of content, and I'll show you how you can multiply this to different things. But let's start over here, and I'll just kind of walk you through. So we were having this conversation, and I said, let's pick 10 topics, right? Okay, so you're in your niche industry. Actually, let me back up. This came out of a conversation where we were talking about, we need more content on our website, more SEO, but we need that content to then go to our social media. So we are, boosting our brand, and our customer life cycle is about a year, maybe a little bit less, but we're really trying to boost that engagement, drive traffic to our website, and then be able to track that data and see, we don't necessarily get a customer on the first click through, but we want to be able to track more of that. So of course, my brain from just the social media, now this is not all the other areas involved, but from a social media standpoint, I knew that if I said, well, okay, cool, you need to 10x your content posting. Lisa doesn't have a team. I'm gonna pick on you for a second, if that's okay. If not, okay. I'm assuming you don't have a team of copywriters on staff. Okay, good. If you did, then okay, well, use this. But assuming you don't have a team of copywriters, assuming that maybe you don't have a degree in English or whatever else, right? And you're trying to wear a million hats. I said, okay, well, if we start with 10 topics, okay. What if you ask ChatGPT, what are 10 topics associated with the security personnel industry? Or this is where I fell down my rabbit hole, the climate industry. What are the most important concerns globally in climate and sustainability in terms of food agriculture? You guys should really fall down this rabbit hole at some point, I promise. So picking 10, I put it, these are high level. Pick 10 topics, ask GPT to pick them. What are the current topics in your industry or your niche or your community? These are just abstract numbers, by the way, you can use it as you want. So take 10 topics, all right. Then, using those 10 topics, and I would recommend opening a Google Doc for this. Each of those 10 topics, ask ChatGPT to write a 300-word blog using that topic. This is fascinating. And I don't know how many of you guys were at Tech Alley, so I might be overlapping with Liz Lopez. I'm not sure because I wasn't in hers. Take those 300-word blogs and proof and edit them. They're pretty concise. I tried this on quite a few different topics. Proof and edit them. Then, so you've got your edited blog post on 10 different topics, which, by the way, is going to go into your WordPress site or whatever your website is, right? So then you take those and you take it over to Canva and you take a couple of those keywords, and Canva will create and find and generate photos for your blog posts based on what your blog post is about. They also will create templates for social media posting in Canva. Canva is one of the Canva 10 years ago, don't even. Canva today is like using if Instagram and Photoshop had a baby, I don't even know. So it's like, I swear, every time I open it, they've got a new AI feature. So you say, okay, so now I've got 5 photos for each post that I didn't have to spend hours searching for. And I've got 300-word blog posts and 500, whatever you want. All right, well now I'm going to take that. I've got my 5 photos. I've got my 10 blog posts. Each of them are 300 words. I proofed them. They look good. I've got 5 photos each, right? For each of those, great. And some alt text, by the way, for those who cannot see the photos. Then I'm going to show you in 2 slides from now. I would challenge you to go and ask ChatGPT to create hashtags based on the top hashtags based on your particular blog post. Now, take those, and you don't have to use 50, by the way, you don't have to use 50 hashtags for each. Try 10 or try 5, right? But it'll give you a few just to get an idea. Open a Google Doc, call it hashtags, throw them in there, copy and paste. That's a growth hacking tip. By the way, I'm obsessed with hacking right now. If any of you know me, like some of this stuff is really fun. Take those 10 blog posts, throw them into your WordPress site or whatever your site is. You can also double check it against ChatGPT for SEO. So you've got 10 blog posts scheduled. Now, if you are using, I've been a WordPress developer for 10 years, so that's where I'm going to go. But if you've got 10 blog posts, I'll make this faster. Plug them in there, schedule them to go out over the next, say, 10 days. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because you're trying to get people back to your assuming just based on this one model, right? And you can use this any number of ways. If you take those 10 blog posts and your hashtags and you've got your photos, I would then, and I'm going to show you in just a second, I'll actually show you how I did this on ChatGPT. Then you're going to go and you're going to create 5 Twitter posts for each. So that's a total of 50. But I'm going to show you how to do that really very, very, very quickly. You're going to create 5 LinkedIn for each 10 with a paragraph specific to LinkedIn, right? Because the challenging part about creating a lot of this social media, and I know this because this used to be my full-time job, was the fact that you had to go and write different. I don't know how many of you have done this, but you had to go and write a very different caption if for each platform and different hashtags depending on the platform and all of that. So that didn't matter how many hours it took you to write your blog post. That was actually, this is where I got lost the most, creating unique to each platform. ChatGPT can do all of that. So then, and I recommend Canva again for this, but I would love to hear if you guys have a better one currently. For $12.99 a month, this is amazing. Then you pull up your monthly content calendar, which posts to Pinterest and LinkedIn. And I just picked 5 of the top, but you can pick which, there's so many in there. And you pull up that calendar and you start copying, pasting into your calendar. Pick the beginning of the month, pick 2 hours at the beginning of the month. Fill out your calendar. And this is something I can help you with a little bit more, because this is where it gets a little bit interesting. You're not scheduling all 50 on the same day, right? You're kind of optimizing, so we can talk about that. But if you had 250, because now you've got 5 Twitter posts for each of your 10 blog posts, and you want to, and your blog posts will have call to actions, I'm assuming it's on your website, it's going to showcase your product, especially if you're an early stage and you want traction, you want, maybe that's a landing page, maybe it's a blog post that goes to a landing page or something like that. So showing all that, plug those into your monthly calendar and just hit send. I'm going to actually spend about 2 to 3 hours tomorrow I've done about half of this, doing the rest of this, and just automate it for the month.